Hi, how's everybody doing? My name is Alexander Prince. I will be giving you all my issue speech entitled Left Unread. The issue speech will be covering the topic of biased media that leads to chaos. All right. Spring break part two. But why does it feel so annoying? It's because of this global pandemic that we're in, the coronavirus. It leaves us in a state of confusion about what is what, fear of the unknown, and then with this economic shift that we're all enduring, it forces us to make adjustments to things that we were not prepared for, or some weren't prepared for. So I want to leave you with this thesis statement. What is it that we really know? Today I will be informing you on the importance of paying attention to the details, the importance of self-education, and protecting your beliefs. In 2001, the United States endured the worst biohazardous attack in U.S. history, the anthrax attack, where five Americans were killed and 17 were sickened from these letters that were laced with this substance that had anthrax in it. At this time, this attack came shortly after 9/11, and a lot of the blame for this anthrax attack was tied with the Middle East and the terroristic group Al Qaeda. And that's coming from FBI.gov, famous cases / anthrax. But in 2008, it was later changed to Dr. Bruce Ivings, this doctor at the Army's Medical Research Institution of Infectious Diseases. They said that this guy pushed these letters to these addresses and framed the Middle East, the Al Qaeda group, to take the blame, and media ran with it. Soldiers were injected, so that was a 7-year span of the blame being placed on Al Qaeda or the Middle East. Soldiers were injected with dead strands of this anthrax, so that their bodies can create antibodies to protect them for whenever they had to go overseas to fight this war on terrorism. I interviewed this one soldier, and she explained the process of getting a shot. She got the shot, and it was the most painful shot that she ever received, and it left her arm immobile for days. So biased reporting in the media, it creates divide and chaos in the world. It creates separation. It creates conflicts and separation between religious matters, social class, age, political views, gender, race, locality. Sometimes it's even used to denounce and abuse certain groups. And just so you guys can understand some of the different influences of the different types of platforms and the views that they push, you have left-wing views, which are more liberal views, which kind of can be described as like, more liberal views are views that are more for like equality of the people as a whole, collective. They believe that there's just a systematic oppression, and there's a need for the government to step in and rectify the wrongs. And some of those platforms that push those views will be those of the Huffington Post, MSNBC, the Washington Post, CBS. And then you have those that are the right wing, which are more conservative views. They believe more so in the rejection of entitlements and public funding for private needs such as healthcare and like food and like with food stamps and stuff like that. And those outlets would be those of like the National Review, Fox News, the Washington Times, and the New York Post, according to allslides.com. There is a social reaction that comes from biased media. A lot of people are left misinformed, or just uninformed about the facts about what is and what isn't. That sometimes a lot of times that leads to discrimination and prejudices, and sometimes it even influences terroristic activities. So I want to ask you, what do you really know about the coronavirus? What we know is that some of the symptoms are those of fevers, Some of the symptoms are fever, cough, shortness of breath. What we do understand is that it comes from China. It comes from China. Um, what has been reported is that um, this virus comes from like a bat, and there's like I read this report where it has strains like an anteater and a snake in it, and so because of that, they closed down wet markets in China where they sell animals. Um, but I want to pose this question on you guys: is the coronavirus a bioterroristic weapon? Let's take a closer look into that. The CDC breaks down what a bioterroristic agent is, and they have three categories. Three categories: A, B, and C. In category A is described it can be easily disseminated or transmitted from person to person. It results in high mortality rates and have potential for major public health impacts. It might cause public panic and social disruption. Requires special action for public health preparedness. Anthrax is considered a category A, and we saw how the media shifted the truth about what the anthrax virus was, not was, or who it came from, and that led to 7 years of a certain type of reaction. So, what is it that we really know about the coronavirus? I think a lot of times in situations where you have such a big event like this, media tries to take control of the situation and shifts what you need. It shifts the truth to a need to know basis. Giving a control lie is better than living in the wild wild west, aka chaos. Um, I am also taking a philosophy class, and some of these ideas of like chaos um, are kind of coming back according to like this philosopher Robert Hobbes, where he believes everyone is self-interested and we're all motivated by fear, competitiveness, and glory, which kind of is like caveman. Um, and you kind of see that now that you know we have limited resources such as toilet paper and all these things that are like flying off the shelves. So there's this chaos that's happening, and anyway, it's all being controlled by the media. So I want to say to you all that it's really important that you educate yourself on what it is that you're informed, or what it is that you're holding true. Um, like what is it that you really know? You have to do your multiple research, um, and you have to protect your beliefs versus being swayed by the views that are pushed from the left wing and the right wing. So that concludes my issue speech, and I hope it was something that you guys can hold near and dear to your heart, and I hope that you guys move forward making better decisions about what you choose to believe.